Hello, all. Welcome back to Melon and Madam. Hope you all had a great Halloween. Tonight, we are going to be celebrating Halloween, and I hope you enjoy the show. So, tonight's topic is going to be trivia for Black Halloween movies, and then we will learn some old folk tales that came from Halloween from our ancestors. And of course, starting out the night with a hot topic. Unfortunately, a lady decides to jump off of a fall with her 4-month-old and 9-year-old son because the baby daddy no longer wanted her. Those poor kids. So I'll have our co hosts introduce themselves and then we will get started.
What's going on, y'all? On camera, I'm daddying, waiting on my son to get out of practice. So, happy to be here today. Like, subscribe, and
Oh, I think we lost him.
Go ahead.
All right, everyone. This is Giorgio Abernero, your IT project manager by day, cigar enthusiast by night. But tonight, I'm a OBGYN. Make sure you get your pap smears, ladies. Make sure you get your mammograms. I give the best second opinion ever. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let's go.
I love it. So, last month was actually Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and on Rosé's channel, we were promoting to make sure that you get your mammograms and things of that nature. And so, since he brought it up, I think it's a good time to say one, if you are over 40, it's time to get them. Two, they have new machines where we don't have to smash, ladies. They actually have 360 machines. So, check with your physician and see if that's a new upgrade. And then three, and most important, if you have breast cancer and it runs in your family, then if you tell your primary care physician those things and when you fill out your paperwork and stuff and let them know, then you can get them earlier. So you don't have to wait if it is something that is congenital or hereditary in your family. Here's a ghetto trick. They can't tell you that it doesn't run in your family. So if you want it done because you are having a scare and you just want it done, how about now all of a sudden it runs in your family so that you can get it done? That's the ghetto tip for the day. So let's start out with the clip from the young lady. That's tragic. You know, mental health is really, really important. If there are things that you are facing and battling, please make sure that you get those things taken care of so that you can be around to be there with your family and to be healthy for your family so that um, it's absolutely a good Friday, isn't it? The clip isn't here. Of course it's not. So I can't make this shit up. Y'all, listen, let me tell you, I can't make it up. So I will read it. How about that? I will read it. Let's see. So the lady lived in Niagara Falls. She was, yeah, that's sad. So let's see. I will see. We could play for us. She was, and it can. So the lady lived in Niagara Falls. She had a 4-month-old by one man and then had a 9-year-old by another man. The man that she was in love with was the father of the 4-month-old. The father of the 4-month-old, she was still in love with, wanted her family, all of these things. Well, maybe a week before this happened, she started posting things like, some people do. They talk about not wanting their relationship. They don't like things, this and that, but not liking somebody and those type of things doesn't mean that you don't love them. It just means that there are things going on. And so in the midst of those things going on, she unfortunately wanted her family back. Here's the thing. I don't think more for women. Let's just be realistic. We want to be mothers and all of these things from the time we start playing with baby dolls. You don't have a child with somebody not wanting that person. You want the whole package. You want the person. You want the family. Hence the old term, keep a ninja baby, right? Here's the part where it's bad. Ladies, you have to be accountable as well. If you get with somebody that you know is in and out, or they are not ready for that, or you don't see those qualities in them, you cannot force a circle into a square peg. It's not easier said than done. It's a learned behavior. I was thinking to myself, why even fall in love with somebody like that? You're not falling in love with that person. You're falling in love with the idea that they can do these things. And then it's kind of not fair to them on the man's side if that's not something that they wanted. Even if you two do the horizontal hokey pokey and you have a baby and you have a baby, that's not going to turn them into anything other than a parent. And there's some that can't even do that. So she was only 33. 33. Baby girl, your parents wasn't even done with you yet.
Right.
Your parents wasn't done with you yet. Your family wasn't done with you yet. There is, and then you took your 9-year-old and 5-month-old and stepped over the rail at Luna Island and plunged into the Niagara River.
Oh my God. Absolutely insane. Just I can't see how people continue to. Now, heartbreak is real, like, or disappointment. All those emotions are real and they're valid. However, when did these emotions become bigger than life itself? Like, how do you let, something that you want and desire so badly, get you to do something like that? And, suicide is just, it's sad, but I also feel that it's also, especially if you're, and no, not even especially, just overall, I feel that suicide is a little selfish because
very selfish.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I think you affect so many different people around you when you make a decision to commit suicide. So I think it's a very selfish act, and it's not the answer to anything because nothing is bigger than life itself. So poor babies, poor mama, poor whoever meant something to her. Like, man, that's so sad. Like, I don't have words. That's so fucked up.
And what's the end result? This man is going to move on and he's going to have a family and he's going to do all of these things. And
exactly.
The only thing you took was yourself from those who loved you. They have to live with that.
Yeah.
And you took the babies.
Yeah.
Nothing on that drive up there stopped you from doing that.
Right.
And now, if you are a Christian, you know that this is the answer. We don't like to talk about these things, but I think if we did more accountability part, more people would stop doing stuff. When you did that, in the eyes of God and according to the commandments, you're a murderer.
Yeah.
You're a murderer. Not self-defense, none of thou shalt not murder. That was murder of you and your children. They didn't deserve that.
Definitely was murder.
What's your take on it, JoJo, before we move on?
First of all, kudos to the horizontal hokey pokey there, because is it still hokey pokey if it's vertical? Because I'd never heard that expression before.
Yeah.
But yeah, on a more serious note, this is very sad. The person is not here now. It's the kids. The kids. If you felt like your life was over, at least you know, being able to reach out to someone, you wonder if people that are going through things surround themselves with adequate support systems to be able to talk them through it. I lost a coworker through suicide once, and months prior, I felt like reaching out, and I abstained, and I was like, let it not be perceived as though I'm trying to talk to her or come at her, or I may have been, I don't know, but and then about month and a half later, they took their own lives. Their business was not going the way they wanted to. They poured all of themselves into it, and it didn't pan out or wasn't growing as much as she wanted to. So she went ahead and proceeded to delete herself. And so it's never an easy fit, but you wonder, like Mom said on the way up there, if she wasn't, if she was thinking about herself, was she also thinking about the children? You wonder what people go through. Um, I wouldn't know which way to start here. You are correct. The father um, moves on with his life, hopefully with some regret, but that's not going to be enough. Obviously, uh, the mother and the children are no longer here. It forces me to ask the question: do we take this love thing too seriously? You
Yep.
know, perhaps that's the next level. If it, perhaps it's not the time to do so, but when the time is right, can we have a conversation about, perhaps some of us just take this love thing a little too seriously. I always say, give 90% is still an A, keep 10% for your own sanity. You need to be able to still eat, go to work, and perhaps that 10% would help someone refrain from acting out on, such action. Um, but yeah, that's very regrettable for the young lady, the situation at hand. I wasn't able to find, was anybody able to find out what happened between her and the father of the kids? I was not able to find any information.
No, there's nothing been said thus far. My assumption would be that the family is grieving and nobody probably really wants to talk about it, which I
Mm-hmm.
think is 100% the
Natural, of
right
course.
answer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it's amazing. And I think that I'm glad that nobody has started to come forward like, oh, I know this or oh, I know that.
That's
I
right.
will say that I love the respect that has been given around this to minimize the information because at this point it's kind of mute um unless the family wanted to share it, but I don't think, I mean, no, nobody, they can't understand how it went from I want my family to this, but I agree with you. So in next week's show, I think that would be a really good conversation to have, a healthy way to love, because it is absolutely impossible that everybody that you've been with, that you've been in love with them to that degree. And if you have been in love with them to that degree, I think you really need to look in the mirror, because we do have soulmates and you do have that one. You can really love someone, something that somebody does. They can do it well and it could give you great comfort, and that's still different than being in love.
Mhm.
And I think that we need to talk about that because things are so microwave now that everybody does believe that if these things exist, then that's what this is. But it's actually a lot deeper, and it's when those things don't exist, do you still love that person? And also your ability to love yourself. I hope the young man does not have regrets. Hey, I hope the whole young man does not have regrets, because one thing I have learned in counseling and going through it with people that threaten me with suicide is that number one, you're not going to make a threat. That's number one. Number two, nothing outside of, like somebody touching a child, something like that. I mean, as in just a regular relationship. It's nothing that you can do to make somebody do that, because we all have the right to live our own life. So even if in my life, if my husband said he wanted to divorce me today, that should not make me want to end my life, and vice versa. I love him very much. However, that shouldn't make you want to end your life. Do it make you feel like your soul is probably on the floor? Yes.
Right.
Heartbreak is real. Heartbreak is real. But should it make you go to the extreme that you do it? It should not. Do you feel like you don't want to be here? All of those things. Listen, I can relate. I can relate so well. I really can. But to make you do it, something in your brain has to click and say, even if you don't get to the I am valuable point at the beginning, it should be, I can't hurt people like this. That should be at the forefront of your mind, because that will will you out of it. From my
Yes.
experience, it will, because I was thinking, would it have been easier for me to go away? Absolutely. I'm done. It's
Right.
easy. I'm done.
Right.
Would it be fair to the people that love me and think the first thing that was said, did she not have anybody around her? Well, I do. So I know that people would be like, what did I miss? That type of thing. And it's just not fair. The fairness of it all, it just isn't fair. So I don't agree. So we will have that discussion next week and deep dive into signs of what true love is and why it is important to be strong in yourself and use logic before you fall in love, because logic is going to will you out of a lot of shit. Listen, let me tell you, I don't want it to run people over. I don't, in my soul, I wanted to do it. I have gotten in the car to do certain things and be like, is this logical? That's why police and therapists and all those people say you drove yourself all the way there and nothing calmed you down. Yes, it did. You still just kept doing it. That part, you're taking a part of their soul. You take a part of, when people pass away of normal things, it is a part of yourself that will never, ever, ever come back. And
Right.
that's with a peaceful death. So just think of the ones we've had to encounter that was a surprise, a murder, something like that. Listen, if you've never experienced it, you are blessed, because it is a feeling you just Jesus. So let's get to the trivia. And I think that's good to talk about too, because holidays is coming and we know that this is the highest season of unaliving. Sad. So here is some trivia. You guys ready? And I think it's very unfair
Yes.
that I always have to do the stuff. Y'all don't do shit. Okay.
I think you're right.
I
Okay.
don't
We're
even
gonna have to,
participate.
Okay.
Okay.
we're gonna have
We're
to
gonna
talk
come up
about
with some stuff.
this.
Okay. Be
We're gonna have to talk
wrong.
about this.
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. We're gonna have to talk about this. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I did two things. I did Black movie trivia and then I did Black superstition trivia. So
I
the
would.
first one is, and I did ones that people would typically, I asked for ones people would typically know. So if you know it, write it in the comments, and then also the guys will answer. So the first one is, which famous Black cat superstition is often associated with Halloween? It's a
Uh,
superstition about Black cats.
superstitions about black cat. Halloween specific.
It's a superstition about Black cats for Halloween. Correct.
Okay. If it's Halloween specific, I don't know. I've heard.
What have you heard?
I've heard seeing a black cat under a ladder is not a good sign, and I've heard seeing a black cat on a Friday that is the 13th of the month, if the Friday falls on the 13th of the month, I've heard is a bad sign as well. Outside of those,
Okay.
I've always heard stuff about black cats,
Okay.
but I can't remember I can't remember the specifics about it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know, I see a black cat like that was bad.
Uh-oh, you're cutting in and out. So I'll give you the answer to this one. So Jojo, I chuckle because yours, you put the cat and the ladder together. You're not supposed to walk under a ladder. We're not supposed to walk under the ladder. But the
uh-huh.
cat isn't supposed to cross your path.
That's
Yeah.
right.
If a black cat crosses your path. So
That's
that
right.
was that one. So yes, you had it right, but you mixed it with another one too.
That's
But that was right.
right.
Okay, so let's go to the next one. It is Guys, I asked for black movies and it didn't give me black. I know that these are not black movies, but these are just Halloween movies. Okay. Um, and I had black movie ones yesterday. I don't know where they went. But in what 1984 movie featured a doll possessed by a serial killer named Chucky? What is the name of the movie?
I feel
The
like
main
that
character,
one.
main character's
That's
name
easy.
was
That's
Chucky.
Chucky. That's Chucky. Am I
Dog.
tripping?
Mama said, and my black cat crossed my path every day. She sure did. Sheeta was black. People did not want to come to our house. And we loved it. Don't fucking come. Sheeta was the best. Sheeta
Hey
lived
guys,
167 years.
he's
Mine said
that's Chuck.
Chucky too.
That one was easy. That's Chucky.
Okay. Is that your final answer, both of you?
Yes, ma'am.
I feel like it should be a slam dunk, but something
The,
tells me it's not as simple as I think it is. But we'll
He's
see.
the
it's
name of the
self-titled.
movie is Child's Play.
There we
Ah,
go.
no. No. How did I fuck that up?
I don't know.
Oh, oh, I didn't even think. I was not
This
thinking.
is
I'm tripping.
fun. This is fun being on this side. Oh man. Okay, so let's see. Oh man. Okay, so what is the name of the demon or evil spirit that is often depicted as black and associated with Halloween? The highest evil spirit.
Demon.
Taisha said,
Demon.
get on my level, bro. She calling you out, right?
Oh, Taisha. You know what? You know what, Taisha? I'm gonna let you have that, but I'm gonna tell you, if you want to challenge me,
Yeah,
you gotta challenge me on the show.
yeah. That's
You
right.
know she
That's
ain't
right.
coming on no
That's
camera.
right. Don't let her
You
talk
know.
shit on the comment section. Cam up, Taisha. Cam
Say
up.
it, say it with
Cam
your
up.
chest, Taisha. Say it with your chest.
Cam up, Taisha. Cam up.
Say it with your chest, Miss Murphy.
Oh my gosh, y'all get on my nerves. She said you rude. You know she ain't coming on no camera. Oh my god. My gosh. Okay, so what's the answer, guys?
A
Um,
demon.
um, um, I can't think of
What's the
anything right now.
name? That's what it is. It's the demon or evil spirit that is often depicted as black and associated with Halloween. But what's the name?
It's black and associated
The
with
highest evil
Halloween.
spirit.
Oh, wait, okay,
Lucifer?
wait. No,
No,
Lucifer. That's your
no.
answer?
that's mine.
Okay.
Oh my god, I'm cracking out. No, this is not good. What is it? Oh my god.
Every
Um,
Christian should know this answer.
Oh,
Man,
wow.
make me feel like
Now I
making me
feel
feel
like I
like I
should
ain't
give a
trying to get a
throwaway
question.
answer.
So the
Mm.
answer is the devil, Satan, or Lucifer.
All right.
The
Yeah.
highest evil spirit. This is fun.
Uh-oh. Ron. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Ron. Uh-oh.
Oh my gosh.
How did I miss that? Oh my god.
She's
How?
a, oh my goodness. Okay. So the next one
I'm
is
overthinking these questions.
you are. So I said I
I'm
pulled
overthinking
simple
these.
questions.
Oh my god. I'm super overthinking this shit.
You can make shit so simple. A smart person is never really good with simple stuff, by the way. It's a proven fact.
Right.
If you ask me a
That's
simple question, I for some reason be like, what? But if you ask me something hard, I'll shoot the answer out like that. Unless,
That's
of
right.
course, it's PMS, then I don't know shit. Like, don't ask me. I can't help
right.
you. Let's see. Mom said he doesn't deserve a capital letter by any means. Please don't. Okay. So the next one is let's see. Oh, In the movie The Sixth Sense, what does the young boy claim he can see?
Dead people. Let's go.
That's your final answer?
That's my
Yeah.
final fucking
Final
answer.
answer?
Yeah,
It's dead
dead
people.
people.
See dead people.
Mhm.
Boy, get out. Yeah, go on and have CPS come pick him up.
See
Taisha got it too. Dead
see
people.
that line has taken a new form of identity now, thanks to Kendrick Lamar. I
That's
see
right.
dead people.
That's right.
Baby.
That's
I
right.
see dead people.
I'm just saying. Okay. What 1973 horror movie revolves around the possession of a young girl named Reagan? I will give you a hint. It is the movie that I said I saw and took showers for the rest of my toddlerhood with my mama. Yeah, till she had Taisha. I was about 4 or 5.
Damn.
I
Okay,
would
wait.
not leave my mama.
Okay,
1973. Oh, wow.
I need you to say that one more time because I focus only on that part.
Okay. Let's see. What 1973 horror movie revolves around the possession of a young girl named Reagan?
Ooh, Reagan. 1973, Reagan.
One of the biggest horror movies back in the day. It was really big.
Oh man.
If you think about it, it's one of the first movies that we saw about being possessed, actually.
Exorcist.
Yep. The Exorcist.
Let's go.
So I'm
Get on
like,
my
it's one of
level.
the first ones.
Get on my level, Taisha.
Just the one that was talking about him, didn't know. Yeah, the ghost. Okay, so the next one is what 1980 movie features a haunted hotel and a writer named Jack Torrance?
Jack Torrance.
Mm-hmm. Red Rum.
Red Room. I've never seen that.
You did say it first, Taisha, but I didn't put it up because if I would have put it up, then they would have saw it and then they would have said it. Okay, that's what you say. And Shan says the same. Hey, sis.
What's up, Shani? Chantel?
Focus.
I'm not familiar at all.
Okay, yeah, I don't know that one.
I can't think of that one.
He said, get on his level. Oh, he sure did, and he's late.
Oh,
You said get on his level. The
you
movie
still
is
clowning?
The Shining. Red Rum. Red Rum. That's the movie where they were in the hotel and Jack Nicholson started going crazy and the girl tried to escape and go into the show. He got all the jokes, but one answer. Get it together. Get it together. Focus.
Yeah, they calling you out for real, for real.
Hey, they are calling me out. You know, these people have known me
Siblings.
my whole life, so they're calling me out for sure. Yes.
That's why.
Stop it, Taisha.
They knew you,
and
they call
Chantel.
your ass out too.
Right. Taisha and Chantel, get off me.
Get off me.
Okay. What horror movie features a haunted hotel room numbered 1408?
Oh, I know this one. Wait. 1408, 14.
Murder spelled backwards, Red Rum.
Poltergeist.
That's from the last movie, not this one. Horror is my life. Yeah, the only toddler I know that could watch horror movies and sit there and eat popcorn.
Wait, who? Taisha?
Yes. I don't watch that shit. I wouldn't be in the room. Taisha and mom be in there watching that shit. I'm not watching that shit.
I could watch them because they don't really scare me like that.
Scared of living daylights out of me.
I love them.
Yeah, I have a feeling.
What is the horror movie features a haunted hotel room numbered 1408?
That's
Yeah,
gotta be
that one.
Poltergeist, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
The answer is
Room
1408.
1408. Ain't this
It
a see? I
couldn't be
haven't.
that sample, really.
I've never seen that movie.
I never
I've
seen
never
it.
seen it. I've never seen it either, but apparently the haunted movie buffs, they have. I have not. I have not. I wouldn't know any of these questions because I'm not watching it. Oh, who wrote the famous horror novel Frankenstein? Who wrote it? I never seen it.
R.L. Stein.
Oh, Shan loves horror movies too.
Oh, I would have never thought that.
Mm-mm. But she is a little twisted. She laughs at weird shit. Y'all want to know one time somebody told Shani, I love you, and she said, I love dogs too.
I could see that. I could see that. I could
Wow.
definitely see that. I can
Wow.
definitely see
That's why
that.
me and my sisters know how to fight like men, because I have a certain subset of sisters that do weird shit. And if you
Yeah.
say something to a
Wow.
dude and they want to flash on you, we have to be ready to flash back. Thankfully and blessed, not a man has ever put their hands on us, but I think it's because they knew. But they said some shit.
Wow.
My sisters have said some shit.
Yes. Very, very
Wow.
funny
That
character.
it's been 20 something years. I can tell that story
Wow.
now.
Shani is sort of a compliment. We're not doing you. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
Listen,
How you
thou
spelling
shalt not
dogs?
lie.
Dogs DAWG or DOG?
DOG, and she don't even have a dog.
Hey,
Oh,
a dog gonna be a dog, okay?
oh
A dog is
wow.
a
She doesn't
dog.
even have a dog. That's what's funny. Yes, yes,
You
it can
still
all
go
go left.
left? Oh
She say,
man.
yeah, she say we come to her brain. It's never
Oh
good.
God, Shani.
Never good.
Slow it down.
Okay, next question, because y'all not gonna get that one. Because who knows who writes books? Like, who would know
Yeah.
that? But the name is Mary Shelley. So it's actually a girl that wrote Frankenstein.
Wow. She has
Who
a twisted mind.
Oh, it's a twisted movie.
Yeah, Frankenstein, the concept of Frankenstein, a big ass ugly motherfucker who is, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the Frankenstein? Have you seen how he looks? You have to have a
I
twisted
mean, I
mind to,
never really. It was like the real one made way back then. Like those things were a little more realistic looking, and I just found it strange that a human could look like that. Like, what is wrong
yeah.
with you?
That's what I'm saying.
So,
That was strange. Very strange.
no, I don't like ugly things. So I'll tell one of my own stories because I don't have very much sense either. See, I pretend like I do, but I don't. Taisha came home one day from cosmetology. All my sisters, we all did a lot of the same stuff. But anyway, she comes home from cosmetology. I go in her trunk to get something, and her mannequin doll head is in there. Now, this isn't a regular mannequin doll head. Don't do me. Taisha had put makeup on hers. So I open the trunk and I see it and I start screaming and crying because I don't like ugly things.
That cannot be real.
I don't like ugly things or people. Like, I mean, really, like scary ugly. Those kind of. And so in real life, I have compassion. I try to contain it and it makes me feel bad, but I can't help what I'm scared of either. So it's like a catch 22 that, certain, like if people have a lot of bumps, I have a phobia of holes as well. So it looks like holes to me. So I really just stay in stay in the house. I knew it was Shelley, but couldn't think of the last name. See, smart people shit. I didn't know the name of that book writer at all. Um, he's dead. He's body parts. Frankenstein is body parts.
See, twisted. Twisted.
Body parts of different things put back together. Scary
Yes.
still. Oh, you think it's funny still?
Is that not sick and twisted?
That's weird. Who would even think of that?
That's why I said
Like,
she has a sick mind.
oh my God.
She's a
Yeah,
very sick and
it's been
yeah.
like that, Mom. I don't. I'm glad. I'm very glad none of your friends was ugly. That wouldn't have worked. And see, I don't mean regular, not cute. Yes, holes and stuff. Yes, they trip us out. I cannot. Don't put nothing with holes in front of me. I don't use sponges. Those are real phobias, you guys. But let's go to the next one. Tell me if these are not easy ones, because remember, I'm not a Halloween buff. So if it's one that you should be like, no, you should probably skip that one, then I will skip it. And they brought him back to life with electricity. Enough about that movie already. I'm already painting my own thing in my own head. Like, that's weird. That shit is weird. Okay. What is the name of the fictional town in Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas? So what's the name of the town?
Oh man. Damn, I know that one. Fuck, hold on.
I don't. For some reason.
Taisha, be quiet. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear it. I really don't.
You're gonna be very. You should just guess, because some of these.
Is it Nightmare, Halloween, Christmas? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Let's just say
Holy
Halloween
Town.
Halloween Town.
It's Halloween Town.
Halloween Town.
That's the name of the town. It's Halloween Town. That's why I said some of them. Just guess. Just guess.
I used to watch that movie, so I had to think about it.
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't think I've seen that one either. I will probably watch that one because it's a cartoon, but I don't think I've seen that one. Let's see. What's the name of the headless horseman in Washington Irving's The Legend of Sleepy Hollow?
Ooh, I never watched Sleepy Hollow. I've always wanted to. That's Johnny Depp, right? Oh man.
Are you asking me?
Oh yeah, never mind. Let me make this quick request before she gets off. Shani, we need like a cooking night because that dirty rice is calling my name. But let's get back to the show. I don't know that.
Let me see. I'm gonna read the question again. Just guess. And yes, Shan said yes, it's Johnny Depp. What is the name of the headless horseman in Washington Irving's The Legend of Sleepy Hollow? Sometimes they make these things very easy when they're writing them. So if they named it, they probably named it something very much like what it is.
Horseman. Headless. Horseman.
Headless horseman.
Yeah, I gotta stop over and just say shit.
I'm trying to tell you.
Just say it.
Some of the stuff is easy. But it's not easy if you haven't seen it. But most times they make, like I said, they make the stuff the name of something. Like if it's a spider, they name the damn thing Spider.
Spider, right.
You know?
Right.
He said a name before that.
You know what, Taisha?
He had a name before that. Oh, he had a name before that name. He had a name before a headless horseman. Okay. What classic horror movie involves a group of teens being haunted in their dreams by Freddy Krueger?
Nightmare on motherfucking Elm Street. Let's go. I know that one.
You did not throw the whole show away.
Yeah, said. You know I'm gonna get that
Dirty
one.
Rice.
Yes, Dirty Rice. Oh my god. I'm so happy.
There's your Dirty Rice. There you go.
Lord Jesus, thank you. I gotta pray. I gotta shout.
Oh, he was a human. Oh, so the headless horse that she was saying, the headless horseman had a name before headless horseman. It was a human before it was a headless horseman.
So someone
That's
killed
a tongue twister. Nightmare on Elm Street, accurate.
It's my favorite scary movie ever, by the way. Nightmare on Elm Street.
That was Taisha's favorite. She laughed at it.
What?
I was gonna disown her. She used to laugh at the shit. I'm telling you.
Laugh at it.
That shit is weird. She thought it was funny.
I used to couldn't go to the bathroom.
That part.
Because
Nope, not her.
I thought dude was in the bathroom when I went there.
She laughed at it like it was nothing. Next question. What 1999 film shot in faux documentary style follows three students filming a project about a local legend?
The Blair Witch Project. Let's go. I remember that came out the year my mama died. I remember that shit. Yep.
Correct.
Yeah.
Did you see that one, JoJo? I didn't see that one. Blair Witch Project? No.
It was pretty horrible. The camera was so shaky. They made it seem like they were holding the camera while following. It was horrible. It was too shaky.
That's why I said like a fake documentary style. Because faux you guys mean fake. That's why they pointed that part out.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was pretty damn horrible. We were so excited about seeing it, but it was terrible.
And didn't that movie make a lot of money?
It did. Because it was the first of its kind. That's why.
It was the first of its kind.
Okay, so people wanted to see it, even if just to see the shooting style, how it was made.
Yes.
The storyline. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, the first one isn't always the best one, guys. Sometimes somebody steps out on a limb and tries to do something, and then that's how other things grow from that. Yes, I paid to watch that mess because, like, all of these people now, for instance, like the Nicki Minaj's and those type of people that don't appropriately pay homage to a Foxy Brown who has been wearing colored wigs and costumes and different things. She did that a long time ago. And Little Kim, they did that a long time ago. But now that you're out, you come through and say that you're the first one. You're not. You just don't know your history.
Damn, she said that?
That's why they don't really. That's why there was some tension there between, of course, from the Barb's side, because they acted like she was the first one that did it. No, she's not. Little Kim is the first one who did it. Pay homage. Learn your roots. Learn who kicked down some of those doors. Y'all would not, it was not a single woman in that era that could go on a full tour by themselves. But because they kept going and pushed through everything, now you're on a tour. We're all somewhere, especially Black people. White people, different. Y'all just have to create something. Kudos to you. However, Black people all had to kick down the door, get some Band-Aids, walk through barbed wire, walk on their tongue through fire before it got to the place where it was a little bit easier for somebody else. So in nothing that you do, should you not look back and pay homage. When I walk into a corporate building, I still think and thank my ancestors, because if it wasn't for them, I couldn't walk into that building. If it wasn't for the previous Black woman that did it, I couldn't do it. That is our reality. So start paying homage. Know that you didn't come from nowhere. It's nothing you did for the first time on your own. It's really not. It's not. Homage is very important. We got to keep our history going so we appreciate things better. Let's see. The next one is, in Addams Family, what is the name of the matriarch of the family?
The Addams Family.
The matriarch, so the lady.
What's the matriarch's name?
Oh,
no, they did from us facts. What's the mom's name?
I don't remember the matriarch's name.
Remember.
You guys, now this one I know. I watched the Addams Family because it used to be a series that came on back in, I think when my mom was little, but it's something that I watched, and I love the Addams Family. Uncle Fester was my favorite.
I did too. I was just so little when it was out. I can't remember the names. Grandmama. Who's Grandmama?
Was it a Grandmama? It is not. It is not. In the Addams Family, what's the name of the matriarch? Now, y'all probably thinking of a grandma because that's what we call a matriarch. That's why I said what's the mom's name, because it's not the same. Matriarch, the way we consider it, is the eldest mom, female, no matter what. But not in this, not the way that they're saying it. It's the mom of the Addams Family.
No, I knew what you mean. I just can't think of her name.
No, they're answering saying grandmama. Grandmama was the grandmother. That's right. But now that I said it a different way, Shani got it. Morticia Addams.
Damn, how you be knowing all this? Shani over there cheating.
I'm trying to tell some of these.
Some of y'all
Even
Googling this shit, okay? I can't Google this shit
they
right
getting
now.
it right
Some of
off
y'all
the rip as
Googling it.
soon as I said, "Don't do my sisters. We don't gotta cheat."
Shani
Ugh.
over there cheating for sure.
They
I said
definitely
what I
cheating.
said. If they don't like it, they can cam up.
Cam up.
Shani ain't gonna cam up either.
I'm
Shani
just
don't
playing.
cam up for herself.
I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just talking shit. I'm just
Oh,
playing.
but we don't mind doing a drive-by off camera.
She got all the
I got all the movies right.
It looks
I'm telling you, I
like
should be
it.
watching
She sound like Shani sound like Craig. I got all the game.
just saying. I got all the snacks. Period. Don't you worry about it. You know I love movies and do. That was movie night
Yes.
after every football game. I just didn't spell it right. Morticia. Oh, Mom, yours didn't come through. Oh, it sure did, and I didn't see it. My bad. I'm sorry. Y'all be a little angry, little twinkle toes, huh? Twinkies, ding dong. I got you.
I thought I seen that. What's up with the Twinkies and Ding Dongs, man? What's
Because
good?
I said I got all the snacks.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, where they at? Where they at?
Oh my gosh. In Beetlejuice, who plays the mischievous and chaotic bioexorcist Beetlejuice? What's the real name of the person that played that character? Which I heard the same person everybody played their original roles in the new one, I heard. So I actually am excited to see it now. I'm going to go see it. I didn't know that they did a remake with the original people.
How is that possible?
That's kind of cool.
Beetlejuice looked old as fuck back then, so he's 50 years later gonna step back and play the same part. Hell,
So you know that's why I want to see it.
yeah, he must be. He got to be in a wheelchair by now. What?
He is not.
He was old as hell.
But those people looked old. They look old. Then he wasn't old. He wasn't old. He looked old. He didn't have no receding hairline or nothing. He didn't.
I forgot white cracks. My bad.
Jeez, I was trying to say it nicely.
I'm not.
The aging process is different.
Very different. I forgot. That is not no, that's cap.
Correct, Taisha. Michael Keaton.
Taisha, stop. You know what?
He would not do that one.
I know where she lives. I don't gotta come see her because she's doing too much on everything.
You mad or you big mad?
Yes.
Okay. Let's do two more. Yeah, two more. And then I will show a video of some folk tales. What is the name of the house that is known for its black cats and has very bad reputation in folklore?
Oh, I got this one. 101 Dalmatians. I'm 100% wrong on that one.
Jojo, what's your answer?
I'm drawing a blank on that one. I couldn't think of.
The answer is The Witch's House.
See, I don't even know what that is.
I never heard of that. And this concludes our trivia. Now let's learn how ghosts and goblins intertwine with us African Americans. And y'all, Lord knows I try. No, I do.
What's it going to a goblin?
Let's see. Okay, let me just see something real quick. Hold on, I don't have no choice.
For the enslaved who were allowed to mourn their fallen family and friends, it wasn't uncommon for ritual. For the enslaved who were allowed to mourn.
Okay, perfect. Now I got him in order. Let's go.
And celebrating your ancestors and the dead has been a worldwide practice for centuries. Halloween as we know it in America has roots in both Christianity's All Hallows Eve and a Celtic pagan festival called Samhain. But what about a central component of Halloween, the ghost? Like all pre-modern cultures, various pre-colonial African groups had supernatural beings, ancestral spirits, and deities. These beliefs were brought with the enslaved over to America, where they fused with Anglo-Saxon and Celtic beliefs in ghosts. Ghosts and demons were long established in Anglo culture as being real, thanks to official recognition by the Catholic Church. Even after the emergence of Protestantism and a rejection of many Catholic convictions, the belief in ghosts remained among many. Enslaved people swapped haint tales, folklore stories involving ancestors and ghosts restlessly remaining among the living, sometimes dabbling in harmless tricks and sometimes much worse, often referred to as hants or haints depending on dialect. As explored by Elliot Gorn's study of Black enslaved folklore, we can learn a lot about how the enslaved viewed themselves and others through the stories they told. Some enslaved claimed that a master's ghost could whip his enslaved ghosts in the afterlife, making them want to be buried far from their masters. This demonstrates the real fear Black people had over their masters' absolute control over their bodily autonomy, so much so that they believed that they might never be free from bondage, even in the afterlife. One man named Jacob Aldrich claimed that his strict owner, a sugar planter, returned each night after his death to run the sugar mill. A woman named Sarah Douglas from Alabama said her mistress was very strict, saying after she died, we was so glad we had a big dance in Mrs. Kitchen, and old Miss came back and slapped one of the slaves and left the print of her hand on her face. That white hand never did go away, and that place was forever haunted after that. Other hants were believed to return to give aid and advice, rectify wrongs, take revenge, protect kin, complete unfinished tasks, or comfort the sick and lonely. This
Now, here's my question. Do you believe that, first, we know that there are spirits, they're called angels. So we know that that is true. Do you believe that angels have a supernatural power and could do things like slap somebody?
I'll go first. I always default to the science. I'm not saying I'm atheist or anything, but I always default to the science. There has to be an explanation. One that the consciousness at the time was not able to understand. There are a lot of things in the world that we cannot explain. I'm really 50-50 on that, to be honest with you.
Okay.
The slapping with a white hand, I'm thinking someone snuck in there, dipped their head into some kind of flour and hit their face, and they woke up and thinking, oh my God.
Right.
Yeah,
They
that could
they
be.
contributed to that level of fear. So I'm with you. I'm 50-50. I believe it exists, but I also believe in a space such as that, similar to the tooth fairy type of thing. You
Mhm,
did it while the person was asleep or
mhm.
something like that, but you did it to ensure that that fear was carried through.
That's
Um,
right.
and so, if a master or whatever passed before the next person was ready to take over, that would be a way to ensure that they stayed in line, I guess, while the transition was happening or something to somebody else to be stronger.
Mhm,
I'm with you, Jojo. I need to see the slap or something. Right. So even the print never leaving, it could have been something else.
mhm,
I agree.
I'm gonna
Because
say
there's also,
a hard no.
right.
I don't
Not with
think
stuff
so.
like that. I believe in it differently.
No, so that exactly.
Yeah. I believe in it
Not like
differently.
that. Yeah,
It was just another way
exactly.
to so the translation of ghosts and goblins and things like that as it relates to Black people, again, more trauma attached and not necessarily a fun time. So even if when Halloween came, I'm sure there were a great deal of African Americans specifically that could not transition well and actually enjoy yet another thing, just the fun of it all. Even it's already trauma before it's fun,
Right.
but we're gonna do what we do. So let's see the next part. It's 2 more parts, and then that's it. We'll end the show.
Type of folklore shows that despite the commonality of enslaved people being sold and kidnapped away from their families, often parted for life, they found a way to reaffirm deep kinship ties. Despite the alienation and isolation of slavery, through hant tales, they continued pre-slavery beliefs in ancestors visiting and watching over loved ones. They still felt a connection to each other and to home, despite chattel slavery's cruel destruction of our various cultural identities. Another theme in hant tales were that of murdered enslaved people who often became avengers in the afterlife, rumored to kill former masters or races who were especially worse than others. Among Gullah Geechee enslaved people along the South Carolina coast, it was believed that ghosts brought misfortune to those with whom they lived in conflict.
So now I have another question. One thing we're always going to do is bring it back to God. I personally don't see anything wrong with Christianity and people calling it the white man's religion. We had Christianity before that, which is why we know all of these things. They utilized it to harm us, right? So great, you use it to harm me, but that's not going to make me stop believing in what the initial ideas, principles, values, morals, and all of those things were, just because you used it for that reason. And we find it throughout when we learn different lessons, right? This one, you turn ghosts, goblins, those type of things, but you knew that something that we really believed in was the transition of our ancestors and their belief or their ability to watch over us even before slavery. So you once again turned something into something, and we took it back and turned it back into what it is. So basically, I feel like we were telling them in that, and you guys tell me what you think too. If you can have ghosts, they call it ghosts. If you can have ghosts, then I can have angels too, and my angels could fight much better from where they are. So if I believe mine can fight much better from where they are, I'm gonna keep believing in mine more than I believe in yours.
Well, I think both can be true at the same time. There's always the opposite to everything. Where's up, there's down. Where's left, there's right.
Say it again.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, they're big, they're small. There's always the opposite. So
evil and good.
And we all know evil always comes out on the losing side. So, you know, that's not to say it's not real though. It's very real.
Right.
We just don't want to give it the power that it think that it should have.
That's right.
You know, we can't.
I agree.
So I'm not going to give it the credit of being able to slap somebody in their sleep or something like hell no.
Oh no, still not that. No, I mean that by them going back to their roots and knowing that we have ancestors that are watching over us as well. Those are our angels. If you're telling me that this person could come back and do evil things, and I know that mine does good, then why wouldn't I believe mine are stronger? So that it was kind of like they're taking their power back. That's what I was thinking.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree.
Oh, okay.
100.
Let's watch the last one and then go from there. This one is going to tell us about bottles in trees. I've heard of that before. It's an old tale. It's not an old tale. It's actually something that's real. So let's take a look at the last one and then give our comments, and we'll wrap up for the night.
And celebrating your ancestors and the dead has been a worldwide practice for centuries. Halloween as we know it in America has roots in both Christianity's All Hallows Eve and a Celtic pagan festival called Samhain. But what about a central component of Halloween, the ghost? Like all pre-modern cultures, for the enslaved who are allowed to mourn.
This is really messing up. I am not doing this. Hold on, let me try one more time. Oh wow.
For the enslaved who were allowed to mourn their fallen family and friends, it wasn't uncommon for rituals or hoodoo with roots in West African cultures to occur. Many were noted to leave items their loved ones might need in the spirit world on burials. Common items were broken cups, saucers, mirrors, bottles, clocks, and seashells. Sometimes mourning doubled as hoodoo to keep haints away, because they weren't all avengers who cared about white masters and wrongdoers. Some were equal opportunist haints. So some enslaved slave placed the last item touched by the deceased at the graves, killed a white chicken at the graveside, wore the color white to symbolize the spirit world, or created bottle trees to keep evil spirits away. Since ancient times, people in various locations in Africa believed that spirits could live in glass bottles. So by hanging bottles on trees, evil spirits could become stuck in them in the evening and be destroyed by sunlight in the morning. As for the Gullah Geechee in the South Carolina Lowcountry, one of the most powerful form of defenses against haints is the color blue, cultivated from the ancient indigo plant. In pre-modern times, indigo was so valuable and difficult to grow and turn into blue dye that it was nicknamed blue gold. When white people colonized America, they found that it flourished in the subtropical lands of South Carolina. It would become a staple of the slave trade by the mid-18th century. The enslaved would mix leftover remnants from indigo vats with lime, milk, and other substances for a shade that has come to be known as haint blue. The enslaved, and later their descendants, would put the color on entry points, doors, windowsills, porch ceilings, as a form of defense against wandering haints, who were believed to be confused into thinking the blue was water, which they could not cross. The tradition continues today, though often devoid of the cultural context. Haint blue comes in a variety of shades. So the belief in ghosts was common among Black Americans even after slavery. A common misconception I want to address is that KKK members did night rides in their white robe costumes to scare Black people. Yes, KKK members dressed as ghosts of dead Confederates, but it's doubtful that these men in white sheets were actually seen as ghosts. The legitimate fear Black people had of them was likely not that they were haints, but instead the fear came from the very real rapes, assaults, threats, and murders done by Klansmen during the nadir of American race relations.
The last thing I want to say is that I love that clip because no, we were not afraid of you because you had a thing on your head. We were afraid of you because of what you did. I love that she called that out. Like, let's not stop minimizing what happened to us. Stop not giving due justice and due recognition and appropriate words. Use your words. Reading comprehension, vocal comprehension, it's due. Nobody was afraid of a damn costume. They were afraid of what was under the costume. I mean, like, don't do that. Stop minimizing us. Like, don't do that.
Right. Nobody
don't do that. Do you know how many slaves could speak several languages and do all of those things? They were smarter than us. So please stop. Please stop. I can't even learn fucking Spanish, and I've taken it 47 times and gotten straight A's, and I barely could say something, child. Do not do that. Don't do that. Their survival technique, their ability to thrive, it is unmatched. Okay? So let's not do that. That's the last thing I'll say, child. Don't do that to us. Any final words from you guys about that clip? Did you know that about the bottles? I even have seen bottles in trees out here. Like, I've seen people have bottles in trees and always wondered why they have bottles hanging. I wonder if they even know why they had them, but I have seen them.
In my country, I've seen people wrap tree branches in a piece of cloth. I've seen that.
What's that?
Yeah, back home, for a lot of people who don't know, my mom is from Nigeria, but my dad is from Benin. Benin is the French name that was given to the land when the French colonized us, but the original name for my country is Dahomey. And Dahomey is the birthplace of voodoo. A lot of people don't know that. Yeah, the birthplace of voodoo. And so a lot of the voodoo practiced here in America, South America, especially Brazil, a lot of the islands, or hoodoo, pronounced how they're saying it, how she was saying it in the clip. Hoodoo is actually my place of where I'm from, where my father is from. It's also the original place of the original Amazons.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know that. But yeah, so I've seen it. I've visited multiple times. I've seen it. I've seen large piece of cloth covering tree branches, supposedly the explanation that was given to us is the ancestors, their spirits don't elevate. They go down in the ground, in the trees, and so on and so forth, and come back out inside the trees, from the trees through the trunk into the branches. So the ones that we did not want escaping, the leaves were covered with a piece of cloth. That's the first thing that came to mind as soon as I saw the bottles. So I see some similarities there.
So in the video, and guys, watch the video. It's pinned at the bottom. I only pull clips from other people's videos that are intriguing so they can learn a little bit, but to appreciate the full value of the video, I like to give the content creators their due justice. So it's better to watch it from them. I don't steal people's content. I leverage their content and I pay homage and give credit to where it's due. So it is already pinned at the bottom. She did a lot of work on that, and a lot of people really like the video, even some historians. So it's a really good video. But one of the things she said in there that I've heard over and over is that, so if it was a bad person or evil person, you know how you bury on your own property then, and even here in America, you guys, there were some people like further back that your casket would sit in your own living room and the funeral would be at your own house. It wasn't a corner and all of those things, and the body went somewhere else. You buried on your own property before, in the South especially. Well, during those times, if it was a bad person that did something bad, they would put you out as far as you could go away from the property is where you would be buried. And then those that they respected and all of those things, they would be buried closer to the property because you can still visit them and they want your spirit there to protect and all of that. But a bad person would be buried far out. So that's interesting how a lot of these traditions cross barriers, color lines, all of those things, and they still exist today. They still exist in some form, shape, or fashion today, because you can still be buried on your property. And by the way, last fact, if you are buried on your property or somebody is buried on your property, that makes that property yours. So it's a little more difficult to do now, but back then it locked that property in basically, and it could not be torn down and things like that because it becomes a official.
It's proof that it was passed down.
So that is it from us tonight. I will have my brother close us out. Thank you all for joining, especially late notice with moving the show. I always appreciate your support. Please share. I have new content coming, new things coming. I've spoken to my mentor, B-Love, and I have some challenges. So pray with me and bear with me. I'm going to do it though. Watch. So I have my brother close out the show, but thank you so much. I really am grateful for the support as I climb to being a multimillionaire.
That part. Thank you guys for watching tonight. Make sure you guys do like, subscribe, and share. Continue to help grow the show. It's not easy coming on here every week. You know what I mean? When you got so many other things coming on, it might look easy, but we make it look easy. So make sure you guys do continue to help us grow the show. Show up next week. Thank you, Chantel and Taisha, for talking so much shit today and giving all the answers and stealing all the answers and stealing my shine, Shani. But thank y'all for watching, and make sure y'all come back next week. Peace out.
Good night.